I'm Misty with Misty Pepper Wellness Coaching. I'm an RN health coach trying to help people eat a little bit healthier so they can avoid cardiology appointments and all the other things that go along with that. So today I want to make this really simple bread that you can prepare before you go to work and throw it in the oven as soon as you get off work. And the reason I want to do that is because breads like this on the shelf only have 2% preservatives in it. It's 100% whole wheat, but it's a year old. There's no mold, there's no bacterial growth on this. And if it's doing this and keeping that on the shelf for a year, I just kind of wonder what it's doing to our blood vessels and to our good gut bacteria. So that's going away, and we're going to do a simple bread. So for $5.49, you can buy this 5-pound bag of unbleached organic flour. And why would you buy unbleached organic flour? Well, I don't want bleach on my food either. I don't know what pesticides are on the bleach that they use, and so I'd rather not have those on there. And it's $5.49, and I can make 2 loaves of artisan bread and 60 tortilla shells for $5.49. And I'm going to show you how to do this because I already have some salt on hand and I already have some yeast on hand, so this is going to be so simple. I want you to see this and enjoy it, and I hope you can do it too. So we're going to do 3 cups of the organic unbleached flour. There's 2. And there is 3. Easy, right? I'm going to use a 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I like it a little bit saltier. And then we have a teaspoon of yeast. Now, if you're going to work and you don't need to use warm water, but if you want it ready in a little bit quicker, you can do warm water, and then it'll be ready in 3 to 4 hours. If you're going straight to work, you don't even have to warm that water up. You just put the water in and let the yeast do all the kneading for you. And then by the time you get home, I'll show you those next steps. So we're going to stir this up. Get all the salt and yeast incorporated. I'm going to grab a fork. This is 1.5 cups of water. I'm going to stir it in good. Get it really incorporated. Just like that. It's almost there. Not quite. It's a little dry, and that's okay. It will be totally fine. If you've got a little dusting of flour on the edges or in the bottom of your bowl, you're just going to use that later. So tuck that in. That's it. That's all you have to do for now. I'm going to cover it with plastic and set it on your countertop until you get home. And that's it. Ta-da! So hang on. Alright, so now I have some parchment paper. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my parchment paper. Spread it out. This is came home from work. This is my bread. My dough, rather, not my bread yet, right? See how bubbly? You can see all the air bubbles. Did all the kneading for you, right? That's really nice. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this and put it on this parchment paper. I'm gonna get my hands wet and just get it out of there. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So you see, a lot of people will put this in a big old crock. You can do that. They shape it. They'll just take it and shape it into a loaf. Some do a round loaf. I'm doing just a regular bread loaf today. So I'm shaping mine close to what my bread loaf pan looks like. Okay, just like that. So you would cover that with a towel and let it sit for 30 minutes. Okay? And then you're ready to come back to it. I don't usually let it sit that long. It's already sat for 3 hours. And I'm ready to put it in the oven. So I have my loaf pan in the oven. It's at 450. So preheat your oven to 450 and put your cold loaf pan in there while it's heating. So I'm going to get that out. Set it down. And we're just going to take this and put it in the loaf pan. Just like that. Okay? So this will go in the oven for 30 minutes. And I'm just going to cover it with this cookie sheet and put him right back in the oven. So that's going to bake for 30 minutes with as it's covered over. And then as soon as that 30 minutes is up, I'm going to take that lid off and let it bake another 15 minutes. And while that's baking, I'm going to start on my tortilla shells. So same flour, 3 cups, easy recipes. That's what we want, right? We want life a little bit easier, a little bit better. Doesn't have to be so complicated. You make these on an evening with your family, it'll be a lot of fun. Your family enjoys it. They enjoy the taste. So you can flavor this as much as you want. You can put a teaspoon of salt in this. You can put some chia seeds. You can put some black seeds. You can put some onion powder, but I want them plain today. So I'm going to do just 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and then I'm going to get my water and my olive oil together. So I'm going to mix these up. Get my olive oil and heat my water to pretty warm. I'll be right back. Okay, so the water's heated for 30 seconds in the microwave to get it a nice warm temperature. I know everybody does it different, but this is how I do it. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of olive oil to this water. And so it will be stirred into my flour, and then we're going to make some tortillas. Some people add a little baking soda to theirs. You could do that. I started making these a few years ago. Just got tired of reading all the crap that was on the labels and in food, and thinking, this is not a good thing to have all this stuff in here you can't even pronounce in your food. So you can see this is really sticking together. So what I'm going to do is just get my hands in there. It depends on the day too. If you have a day that's really humid or dry, this day is pretty dry. And I haven't made, I usually use fresh milk, so what I'm going to do is put my hands in this oil that's in this cup, rub them together, and just start kneading it. You don't want to over knead it, but I'm gonna have to get it together somehow. Put it on my surface. Bring it together. It's very therapeutic to touch this soft dough. It's really soft. I want to keep it soft. I don't want to overwork it. So looks like I'm pinching it really hard, but I'm not. So I'm going to fold it over a few times. And there. It's about got it. Just about there. So the bread's in the oven, the tortillas are on their way. So you're going to pinch off a little bit, roll it into a ball, set that big lump aside. We'll see how they do. Flip it over. Some people put flour down. I usually don't. If it's got enough oil in it, it shouldn't stick. I have my tortilla maker right here. It's getting nice and hot. You can use an iron skillet. You can use any skillet you want. But have that skillet heating while you roll out your tortillas. Get the kids involved. The kids would love this. This is like Play-Doh for them. They love to get their hands on these rolling pins and just roll away. So you can see this is just not the prettiest thing ever. And that's okay. It'll still hold some salad and some food. So I'm going to pull this closer so you can see it. And I'll show you the way I usually make mine. But I wanted you to see, if you have a skillet, you're just going to put that on the skillet. And that's going to bake on your skillet for usually 30 to 40 seconds each side. You're just going to wait for it to get a little brown. I don't always use my fingers for this, but today I do. You can use your spatula to flip it over. I'm just usually very careful. So that's been about 30 seconds. I'm gonna flip that over. Now I can even do it a little quicker by putting that down. A little bit longer, not much longer. And you'll put it on your plate while you do your next one. So it's a bread making day. This one's going to go directly to, you can make them as big as you want. This is a 9-inch tortilla maker. So I'm just going to make a small disc. While this one finishes baking, I say baking. Alright, so that's good. You'll see it rolls and wraps just fine. Put that on the surface and we'll put it on a plate. Keep them warm. So this is going to go near the center. Push it down and press. And you'll hear this little whistling sound. And your tortilla is almost done, but it needs about 10 more seconds. But you see how much easier that is. So this is, you're going to keep these in a Ziploc bag in the fridge, and they'll keep it for 7 to 10 days. You'll warm them up in the microwave 10 to 12 seconds, and they'll be perfect. That one looks great. See? next one. So I'm just gonna keep doing this while my bread is baking, and we'll be done in no time. It's way too big. Okay, so we just got this out of the oven. Have a half a bag of flour left. The other bread is rising. The tortillas are here. They only made 12, but they're a lot bigger than the first ones I made. The first ones I made were a lot smaller, so that's not going to make 60, of course. We're going to pull this out, maybe. Nope, it's falling apart. But you do want to get it out fairly soon. You don't want to leave it in the pan because it gets all moisture. It gets a lot of moisture on it. And it did rise more. If that cookie sheet hadn't been on there, it would have been split on the top just like it did here. So this has a texture of more like a French bread, and it's hard on the outside. It's like an artisan bread, isn't it? It's really cool. For no more time than we put into making it. So Dave will use this for his sandwiches this week. And then we have our tortillas. He can use that for breakfast. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope it's been simple to see how this can be done during the week for your prep day. It's an easy step bread making. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.